welcome to the second edition, the second episode of the Deep Third. We appreciate you guys coming on. Um, as you guys already know, and as some of you guys that don't, I'm DP.
And I'm Jarrell, aka Breeze, aka Sir Fresh, however you like to call me.
And I'm Big Fade. What up, world?
All right, so last week, man, we started our first episode. It was great. We appreciate everybody that jumped on and watched live. We appreciate everybody that went and watched it after it was posted, and we also appreciate the people that left comments and also that subscribe. If you are in here and you haven't subscribed yet, man, hit that button right now. As my boy Fade would say, hey, it's not that hard. Hit it. Yeah, hit it. Um, but we had three great topics last week. We got another three great topics this week. So our first topic tonight is going to be will there be sports this year? And if so, what will it look like? Go ahead, Fav. I'll let you go off first.
Um, so with this one, I find this very interesting to me because I don't think there'll be amateur sports this year in the sense from the high school level down. I think that everything's going to be canceled. I know here for us in Manatee County, we've had some sports be canceled, and then a lot of difficulties with, how they're structuring it, how kids are going to play, and stuff like that. So I think you have a lot to worry about as far as how the parents feel, how some of the kids maybe even feel. So I just feel from a high school level down that there won't be. I do believe that pro sports will take place in some fashion because these billionaires do not want to lose out on some money. They got these millionaire players that they need to pay, and this is for all sports to me, all around from baseball, hockey, football. I do believe in some way, shape, or form there will be sports for all of those. Um, I believe that in each fall sport that is played, anything that is done in the fall, I believe that the owners of these leagues will be very creative with like TV marketing or TV deals or something like that because I don't think they're going to be able to pack the stadiums with anybody, as with the concerns of COVID and stuff like that. And I really don't see how you have fans in the stadium with the numbers rising like they are and stuff like that and not have a concern of it still spreading throughout and all that stuff. So I believe we'll see more fall sports on TV. Like the NCAA issued their guidelines and stuff like that for the fall sports. But I just read the other day you still had some leagues coming in saying that they're still going to cancel their sports anyway. Um, I do think though for the pros to have professional sports, you have to get the pros on board, the players on board. Maybe you could have pro sports in each league if you have to get the players to all agree to me to be away from their families, their loved ones, and things like that, and kind of quarantine the entire league. But I don't know if you're gonna have people do that. So it like I said, it could work. It's just be very difficult to get pro players convinced to stay away from their families. All right, I'll turn it over to you guys.
Yeah, it's a good topic, man. Do I think that there's gonna be sports? I wish I could just answer yes or no, but kind of fearful for what it'll look like or what it could look like or what could happen when we hit, the fall flu season and even into those winter seasons. I think it's going to be very hard. And I think that impact is going to be felt a great deal. Um, I just look at, from the amateur side of things and not to go straight to the pros, but on the amateur side, you know, these high schoolers need these seasons. These college guys need these seasons. We just saw we had a number one draft pick in the NFL who was a sixth round grade the year before. Now, had he have not been able to have this season that he had, one of the great statistical seasons, we wouldn't be sitting here today. And he wouldn't have been the number one pick. So I think, and from the college perspective, we're talking about recruiting, we're talking about scholarships, we're talking about young men, young women who need this senior year in order to be able to get these scholarships to be able to get this free education that some of them can't afford education. So, it's not even just a pro. We're talking about they need this. But how's it going to happen? You know, how are we going to create safety for the players? It's not a life or death thing. But I could look at it in a small scale to say, if you risk yourself to get this scholarship, or you risk yourself to get to the NFL, the NBA, the WNBA, women's soccer, whatever it is, um, or even just to be able to graduate. What happens if you do get the virus? What happens if the worst happens? Was that worth it? You know,
Mm,
um,
yeah.
that's where I think we got to go, and I think that's what the leagues have to figure out. That's what I know in Pennsylvania. They just came out with a press release on Wednesday that they're going to try to push forward at this point as normal, and then they'll continue to keep a watch on it. But looking at it and looking at all how far we have to go to get to the end of the year, um, I think it's going to be rough. I think it's going to be very rough. I would be very surprised if the NFL finished their season. Like Fabe was talking about, I think the NHL is quarantining um, in like a bubble. The NBA is quarantined in a bubble. The MLB is not. Um, but I will say, to go on the positive side of things, we can look over at Korea and their baseball league. And when they came back, they said if there's one positive test, then the whole thing was going to be shut down. They haven't had one, and if I'm not mistaken, they've played close to 50 games.
Wow.
So again, not saying that, but again, that's in a different place. That's in a I don't know what they're doing. I don't know how they're quarantining. I don't know how serious they take it. But I know in America we're free. We want to be able to do X, Y, and Z, which is why I think a bubble works. But how can you do that with football? Soccer, you probably can do it in soccer, but certain sports you can't. So, just to sum up mine, I can't say yes and I can't say no. Um, I fear that we might not, but I know if everybody does what they're supposed to, as far as the athletic side of things, at the higher level, there's no problem. When you talk about the rest of the level, it's going to be very hard because you got kids in school, whether it's high school or whether it's college, unless all the athletes just go to online classes like they did towards the end of the year for high school. All the athletes go there where they're at least at home, and the only time they're having that interaction is there. But again, I don't think that that's going to happen. So I just think we're in a weird, crazy time where I fear by the end of the year we might not see any live sports. It might be just like we were a few months ago where we had absolutely nothing. Deontay, I'll throw it to you.
So, man, once again, I don't agree with you guys, man. Listen, there's not going to be any sports, man. It's not going to be at the highest level. It's not going to be at the collegiate level. It's not going to be at the high school level. And I'm going to, and the reason why I say that is because you have people that's been telling us that we need to wear masks. We need to make sure that we are practicing social distancing. We are doing the things that we need to do so that the virus doesn't spread. And it was working for a little bit, and then people was like, "Nah, I'm done. Like you said, Jarrell. I'm free. I want to do what I want to do. Like you're trying to take away my constitutional rights by trying to tell me that I have to wear a mask and I have to stay in the house and I can't do this. I mean, we saw down in Florida at Siesta Key, people just buku people at the beach, and we were still on lockdown a little bit. I think we were even still in some kind of it was like I forget what it was, but we could not do certain things or whatever because we were on some kind of lockdown, and people was just bucking. I'm doing what I want to do, and so when it comes to the high school level, in my opinion, I see what we're doing down here, and they seem like we're taking a lot of great steps forward to protect people. But then when you think about like transportation to get to the games, and so for instance, like I say St. Pete High School, they got to go play Lakeland, so they're gonna take a what hour and a half drive or plus, and so everybody got to practice social distancing, right? So by basically what, 13 people on the bus, so you're gonna need what I don't know 5 buses, because normally you have offense a bus, defense a bus. You got 2 buses, so now you got to split up. So just looking at it from that standpoint, it's like okay, how's this gonna work? Then on top of that, then now you go into the school aspect of it. So you're telling me that you're gonna have 3 different kind of phases. You have people that can go to school. You have some people that's gonna stay at home and do online. And so you're gonna justify, okay, if everybody can't be at home at school, but you're gonna justify playing sports, people are gonna have a big issue with that. Um, and then on top of that, it's just looking at that. And then okay, what happens if someone gets sick? So you it's week 6, and I don't know, maybe every week they're having some kind of testing. Um, I know down here they were saying that when school goes back in session, they will have like certain people that they'll check the temperature. And so, okay, you check his temperature and get off the bus, but you didn't check his temperature later on in the day, and now he has a fever. Now he's going home. He's been exposed to all these people, so now you have an issue. Now it's spread it to the football team, the basketball. So it's just so many things that it's just like uncertainty. Then once you get to the collegiate, it's the same thing. And Jarrell, you know how it was when we was in college. Coach said, "Hey, you remember this?" So we go to a away game. All right, we got my boy Jay Hass and my cousin Bernard. We at a hotel. We supposed to be sleeping in the room. They running, sprinting, racing down the hallway at 2 o'clock in the morning. Now, now this is it's coach's room right down the road. I mean, right next door. But they out here doing that. So if you have stuff like that going on, come on, you're not going to be able to police that. I don't care how much. And I remember we used to have bed checks. All right, coach coming around 9 o'clock. Make sure everybody in the bed. Okay, coach gone now. All right, let's go. Let's get it. So it's just too many obstacles. And when it comes to the professional, the reason why I said well, you have people right now that saying they don't want to start the season. Like they just like, nah, I'm good. I don't. So are they going to say, you know what? Hey, listen, I'm going to put this money before because nobody knows if you get it. Like for the most part, everybody that's young, like our age, for the most part, they get it, they get sick, and then they recover. But everybody's different. Everybody's body's different, and so you don't know what will happen. So I don't think they're going to want to put themselves at risk. I mean, that's why we haven't seen baseball yet, and baseball was supposed to start back in April, I believe it was. Um, then you also had basketball that was supposed to finish the playoffs, and I haven't heard anything about that yet. So that's why I say, man, I don't believe that it will. There will be a season. I know people are going to want to have one, and hey, Tom Brady, hey, Super Bowl baby, I want it, but I just don't see it. So with that being said, y'all got something else to say about it?
Can I jump in? Let me
I,
let me jump in. So I hear you like with the college, collegiate, and high school level. I just really think you have the Jerry Jones of the world, owners like that who are very business savvy. And in the NBA now, they're not forcing the NBA players. I know, like, if you don't want to, you don't have to participate. And I think they're even still getting paid. I don't know that 100%, but I believe I've heard that, like, if they decide not to play, they could still get some type of payment. So I believe the NFL owners will do something, try to do something along with the other owners of the league. So you still have these TV deals that are going to be paying these leagues millions of dollars. It won't be nothing like, the concessions and all that stuff, but it's still revenue coming in when they still got to pay their top player $45 million for the year. Um, so I'll let you respond on that, Jarrell. That's all I really had to throw in.
Yeah, the only thing I got to throw in is I think a lot. We're going to see a lot in the next couple of weeks. I think baseball is supposed to start on Tuesday. They did a couple exhibition games, or they're doing them right now while we're live. I think basketball is getting ready to kind of ramp up and start. So I think we're we're going to see where they go. But I think you're talking about football is a whole different beast. College, on the other hand, the big schools, I think they're going to make it happen. I don't know how they're going to make it happen, but I think they have to make it happen because they're financially driven to support every other sport based on football and basketball. So I think that they're going to do everything in their power until everybody says no, 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 no. Obviously, no fans, nothing like that. But I think until it comes down from whoever's higher, 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 it's gonna be we're playing some way, somehow, because we got to get this money in, and we don't get this money in, we gonna be hurting. So, but that's all I gotta say. We can head on.
Well, let me say this last thing. So, you guys bring up a good point about the money situation. So we talked about last week, Patrick Mahomes. So it's an owner that just paid him all that money. Are you going to risk that investment to go out and say, you know what, hey, we're gonna go and see. We're just gonna test and see. You know, we gave him this money. We want to see him play. So what happens if he goes out and gets sick? Something happens and he can't play no more. But you on the hook for that money.
Well,
And
his new deal don't kick in until 2 years from now.
You are correct. You are correct. You are correct. But that's still
yes.
that's still that investment though. That's still
True,
that
true.
investment.
And so now that pushes you back because you're not thinking about uh you haven't been looking at any quarterbacks because you like that's my dude. So now the franchise, yeah. And then on top of that, other players too that just got a deal that kicked in, stuff like that. So that's the things I'm saying. So like, yeah, I see what you're saying about the money, but at the same time, it's just like what I'm saying. You're not gonna buy a new Ferrari and be like, all right, I'm looking for the mud hole. I'm about to go nuts. Nah, you do that in a Jeep, not a Ferrari. And I just don't see it. But hey, they may. And if they do, man, it's gonna be very interesting to see because I'm just like, man, how are you going to? Because if you play, yeah, you can, I guess, not have people in the stadium and, um, I guess have everybody watching. But at the end of the day, it's still gonna be, it's not gonna be the same. But
Yeah.
we're gonna see, man. It's gonna be very interesting. All right, so let's go on to the next topic. So the next topic is A Rod and J Lo. They led a group of investors to purchase the Mets. All right, if you could purchase any team, any sports, in any sport, who would you pick?
So if y'all don't mind, Fabe, I'll let you bring it home. But um, I'm gonna start out. I got to take my hat off on this one. I got to take my hat off on this one. Now listen, I got to preface everything I say. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm a Ravens fan, and now I'm a Patriots fan. Now all three of those teams, what I'm about to say, everybody about to be mad. In all honesty, I'm trying to buy the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm.
Oh,
said it. I
So you
said it.
going football and you picking the Steelers.
I'm going
Wow.
football, and I'm going to Steelers. So, oh, why I do this to myself? So, when I think about the Steelers, right, I think about history. I think about they've had three coaches in their entire history. I think about the crazy, stank, sorry, ravaged fans that I got to deal with on a regular. Ravens don't like them. Cowboys don't like them. Patriots don't like we. None of the teams I like. All that being said, when I think about the Steelers and the stability of who they are, um, financially, I mean, Carolina, Florida, Texas, they got Steeler bars. Like what? Like y'all got teams? No, 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 don't matter. That's because the Steelers, even though my Cowboys is America's team, I don't care about that. But I'm looking at that loyal fan base, and I'm not. Listen, my name ain't Stephen A. I ain't about to bash my own Cowboys, but I ain't gonna lie. When the Cowboys are at home, we got more away fans than we do Cowboy fans, because y'all giving up them tickets. That's a problem. You go to the Steelers, nah, bruh. They not giving up them season tickets. They
Not at all.
couple of them might, it might be a sorry game. It might be something that they not giving up them tickets. They want to see them Steelers all day, every day, eat, sleep, drink, breathe. So because of that, I think that I could take that brand and do more than what they're doing, with already that loyal fan base. Start to have stuff where I, Carolina Panthers, who you can call us the Carolina Steelers, come down there in Florida, where TB Stank, I can take his little butt, and it can be, the Tampa Bay Steelers, because there is a Steeler bar down in Tampa Bay. Uh, but all that being said, I mean, you think about a good, loyal fan base that, win or lose, is passionate. Now, are they a little crazy? Y'all Steeler fans is crazy, like lunatic crazy. But that's okay. I'll take that because I can turn that in. Listen, I'm not talking violence. Y'all just crazy. Y'all talk out of y'all head. Y'all think y'all got a chance every year. Ben Roethlisberger is Big Ben. I mean, now listen. I will say y'all got rid of AB. That is a excellent choice. He cuckoo, maybe too cuckoo for y'all, but the Steelers just got that brand, that logo, something that everybody kind of, I guess, the whole Steel City thing, the whole blue collar thing. I feel like they got a tie in literally just about probably every state. So I want that. I want that loyalty, which means revenue. If I can do the right things, I can bring in that revenue. And at the end of the day, if I go and try to buy the Cowboys, I'm gonna be paying head over heels. If I go buy the Steelers, listen, now they're worth something. But if I buy the Steelers, I think I got an opportunity. So for me and mine, I'm going with the Steelers. I love y'all Cowboys. I love y'all Ravens, and I love you Patriots. Cam Newton, baby, I throw it to you.
So I took a different approach here. So some of you are gonna learn that I'm an investor. So I kind of took an investor mindset because I can see what A Rod and J Lo are trying to do. So for me, I'm the type of person that I want to leave a lasting legacy. And I think it would be cool to kind of have a rags to riches kind of story in the sports realm. So, like, to me, you take, I'm going to prefix this with, you take Robert Kraft, for example. He bought the Pats for $172 million. That's still a lot of money,
Mm.
but now they're worth $4.1 billion. That's a 133% increase in value. Look at that
Mm.
ROI. So yeah, the Pats had some success in the 70s and 90s and 70s and 80s, but it wasn't until Kraft took over and brought in Belichick that they had their success. So for me, looking at it from a investor's perspective and the opportunity to really get some high return on my investment, I'd go with the Miami Dolphins in football. Uh, I love football. It's Miami, so like currently they're worth $2.76 billion. So to me, you could buy them. You bring in a winning culture, and you're in Miami, so you have other things as somebody with a couple $1 billion. You have other things that you can put your money in, and especially if you boost the team that's there. Oh man, I could just imagine the money that you could make. Um, so I definitely get why A Rod and J Lo are trying to purchase the Mets at 2.4 billion in New York, which I was very surprised to see. The Mets are. It was like they're the fifth or sixth uh, team in the baseball league or whatever based on their worth. So I was very surprised to see that. But I get it. It's a New York market. So think
New York.
if they could take the Mets, turn them good, win some games, oh, the return on their money would be amazing. Uh, so I'll turn this over to you, Dante.
Wow. Okay. So you guys both went with football, and Jarrell, you a sellout, bro. Come on, bro. First the Patriots, now the Steelers.
I still love Miami. I still love Miami.
Hey, hide your kids, hide your wife. All right. So listen, me. I like what you said, Fabe, about investment. So for me, I would pick Pittsburgh Pirates. So I'm going baseball. All
Interesting.
right. So a couple reasons why. I'm from Bradenton, B Town, stand up. You already know what it is. Born in Sarasota, but raised in Bradenton. Went to the Boys and Girls Club, right next door to the Boys and Girls Club, the Pittsburgh Pirates Stadium. So I saw Jordan there when he went to try to play baseball. Um, Seen a lot of free games. Um, Fell in love with them because they brought money into my city. And then I went to college, basically in Pittsburgh. So I had it both rounds. So I had it home, and then I had it also away, which made it feel like home. So I would pick them first off. I mean, the other reason is the team is worth 1.26 All right, that's kind of crazy because the Pittsburgh Pirates are not really good. They don't put a lot of money in there. Bob Nutting, um, his ownership is horrible. But the thing that I love about them is the fans. Jarrell talked about it when he was talking about the Steelers. The fans love the Pirates. They have not won anything. The last time when they had McCutcheon, they went to the playoffs. I think 2 years in a row, and people were just going nuts because that was the first time they
Nah,
seen it since like the '60s or '80s or whatever it was.
it had been 20 some years.
So they have never seen that, but the support is still there, even though Nutting does not put in the money that he should. Um, I know they rank super low far as the payroll goes, but that's a place that I would be like, yes, I would put my money in and try to purchase them because I know that if you put good quality players on the field, they're going to support and they're going to spend money and they're not going to care because that's just in their nature. That's for whatever it is. That's how Pittsburgh people are, which is a great thing if you have a sports team. And they do the same thing for the hockey team as well, for the Penguins. It's just, is and like Jarrell said, blue collar, they work hard and they love their sports harder. And that's where I would go. Pittsburgh Pirates.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
All right, so listen, so we are coming up on our last topic of the night, man. So excited about this one. Hey, if you standing up, you better sit down because This about to be nuts. So the question is, y'all ready? The question is, who is the GOAT in the NBA history?
Mm. Mm.
I mean, I go,
You.
I go, I go, I
All right.
go. I mean, so I, I don't even think I need to say the man's name, but I'm gonna just say it. And no, it's not Jordan. It's LeBron James. It is LeBron James. Listen, I know the book isn't closed on LeBron James, but I'm gonna call him already the GOAT. I, I, I just got to look. I just got to get some stats here. So in his career, 27 points game, field goal percentage 50%, rebounds 7-4, assists 7-4. That's just the stats part. When you look at this dude and you look at what he means to a team, listen, I know the Bulls only had to do it 1 year, but they made the playoffs. Yeah, that next year when Jordan came back, they was garbage. We ain't gonna talk about that. The documentary that Jordan had kind of solidified it for me. You have LeBron James, who was heralded as a teenager in high school. That's pressure. Coming into the league, first pick, that's pressure. Playing basically for your home, Cleveland, that's pressure, right? But yet, he continued to perform, didn't break, didn't bend. Yeah, you can call him up, couldn't close, couldn't do certain things. He's not 6-0 in the finals. Okay, well, watch the documentary. Jordan got his butt beat by the pit until he decided, oh, let me go lift some weights and let me do some stuff. Let me get my team right. Let me stop being selfish. Oh, no, no, no. He didn't do that. Phil Jackson did that. He had the right coach. So when I go back and I'm not, listen, I know Jordan left for the reasons that he said. I felt like Jordan had to conjure up reasons to go out there and kill you. LeBron James just goes out there and kills you because he's 6'8", 260, 270 pounds, a freight train that can do just about everything. Oh, and he's not selfish. Now people will kill him because he's not a closer. People will kill him because he doesn't have the Jordan slash Kobe, rest in peace, Mamba mentality where I'm gonna eat you. But at the end of the day, he gets the job done. Now, I can say basketball is a team sport, and I can say if you would give LeBron James the equivalent of the supporting cast of what Jordan had, because when you look at those Jordan teams, he had people that fit around him. He had people that fit around him, and they always brought people in. Think about Pippen. I mean, not Pippen. Sorry, Rodman in that second run. That's exactly what they needed. He didn't require the ball. He did all the dirty grunt work. He'd take all the fouls. And he could guard just about anybody. Now listen, Jordan was magnificent, and I'm not taking anything away from him. But when I look at the two, one athletically, LeBron James got him. You can say that that's an advancement in medicine and keeping him healthy or whatever the case may be. And I know Jordan didn't take any days off, and I know LeBron has taken some days off, this, and this. I'm not nitpicking at any of that. I'm looking at skill level. I'm looking at what they mean to a team. Where was Cleveland at? First overall pick, what, 3 years in a row? What happened to Miami when he left? Oh, okay. I'm just saying. So when I look at LeBron and I look at Jordan and I look at Kareem and I look at Kobe and I look at a lot of these guys, they all have greatness. But LeBron to me holds something that none of them can hold. And that's the fact that nobody had what he had as far as right and still succeeded tenfold. You never heard one thing bad about him. on or off the court, not a speeding ticket. Now, listen, you could say whatever from his teammates, but never heard anything as far as speeding ticket. Helps out everybody, does what he needs to do. So for my money, I'm putting it on LeBron James. Fabe or Dante, whoever want to take it.
I'll go because I know what Fade's about to say. All right. Let me clear out my throat. Let's go. So listen, LeBron, yo, that dude is a beast, no doubt. He's a beast. You 6'8". He's probably the only basketball player right now that I could say, you know what, damn, bro, he could probably go play football and do some damage. Maybe a couple other, but him definitely, yeah, definitely him.
He'd be a beast tight
So
end.
yeah, tight end receiver. He's fast. He's a freak of nature, without a doubt. However, Jordan is the greatest of all time. That boy is the goaty goat. And this is why I say you're looking at somebody that. So when I think of goat, I think of somebody that their put their fingerprints on the game, and it changes everything. LeBron hasn't. I mean, he's been a superstar. He's been crazy. He has played out of his mind, but he has not impacted the game the way Jordan did. Jordan impacted the game not just his play, but also from a fashion statement. Think about it. He came out with his Jordans, and they was like, "Yo, you can't wear that. You can't do that." And then that changed the whole thing. So now people are able to wear whatever kind of color shoes they want to wear because of Jordan. Before, nah, that never happened. Then you think about also far as yes, was he rough on his teammates? Hey man, if you want to be good, you want to be great. Hey, you got to push some boys. It is what it is. Um, did he did he conjure up stuff? Hey, listen, when I played football, I did the same thing. Yo, bro, that running back said something about me yesterday in the newspaper, and he ain't say nothing. But guess what? In my mind, he did, and guess what? He about to get the issue because he shouldn't have did it. He should why why he said heads? He should have said tails. Nah, he about to get the issue. It is what it is. You do what you got to do to step to that level. Does LeBron just go in and he kill stuff? Somewhat, but he didn't have the mentality of Jordan. He didn't have the mentality of Kobe. Um, and that's my issue with him. If you're gonna be the greatest of all time, you gotta be like gotta be able to switch it, and but at the same time, like I said, that's the reason why I feel like he is the greatest because he left he left his imprints on the game, and not just from a basketball standpoint. And then also being going into the finals, you been 6-0, like that's crazy. Been who's close? Who has done that? Nobody. Nobody haven't even come close to that. So when you start looking at stuff like that, that's why I say that. But LeBron, he is a beast. He is something to be reckoned with. But Jordan, he's just on a whole nother level. Go ahead, Faye.
So old
Take it
Jordan,
on, Fabe.
Mr. Jordan, uh, Republicans wear shoes too, huh? See, I'm finna sit up on y'all because I'm finna take y'all to church. All right, I'm finna take y'all to church here for a quick second. I'm not even finna say his name. I know I'm not gonna stat deaf you or nothing. I'm gonna list off some accolades. Mine gonna be short, sweet, and straight to the point because this man. So this person was born December 30th, 1984 to a Gloria Marie. Has made the playoffs every year since 2006. Accomplishments include 3 NBA titles, 4 NBA MVPs, 3 Finals MVPs, 2 Olympic gold medals, holds the all-time record for playoff points, is third in all-time points and eighth in all-time assists. Went to the finals 8 times in a row. His mere presence, let me say it again for y'all. His mere presence in a city uplifts the economy. Uplifts the mere presence. Not afraid to use his platform to speak on social issues, unlike someone else. His charity is continuously involved in the community. He even created a school around it. Those around him in his inner circle, he uplifts and provides them with opportunity to grow and become their own businessmen. There is no free ride. I feel this person, LeBron James, is the GOAT because he's willing to do more to me than even the upper echelons of athletes. Even think of all the athletes to me as a whole in our time, our lifetime, and what they've done. You have a lot who have done a lot. You had Watson who did a lot for Houston, and I know Breeze did a lot for Katrina and stuff like that. So I'm not diminishing any of those things at all. But I believe this LeBron James has taken it to the next level to literally go in his community where he came from and try to uplift and provide opportunity for everybody that didn't have one. So you got, you want to go with somebody, Dante, who in their spare time love to bet, smoke cigars, and all that, go for it.
And he dropped beers before and after games too.
So there you go. You got LeBron James who's spending $2 million a year on his body.
So listen, I get what you're saying. However, we didn't say who was the daddy daycare of the year. We said who was the who was the greatest basketball player. So all those other things that he did, yes, that's awesome. That's phenomenal. Hey, that's my dude. I love LeBron. He's a good dude. But when we're talking about strictly basketball, we're judging basketball because, for instance, nobody's going to get in the Hall of Fame because he fed 500 people. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get in there because of what he did on the field or what he did on the court. And so what I'm saying is, if LeBron played Jordan in his prime, listen, you remember the boy Brian? What was it? Was it Byron Scott for the Utah Jazz? That's basically what it would look like if he was playing against.
Oh, you mean a push off? Okay. Yeah, I know. A push off.
LeBron be traveling.
Hey,
But he be coming to the hole.
what you mean? He can walk with the ball. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He can take 2 steps, not 5.5.
Wow. I mean, man, listen. So that's why I gave y'all those stats first, because I wanted to make sure y'all understood where I was coming from. When you look at LeBron, you see beast. Now listen, I'm not saying that Jordan's not a beast. The the one thing that I can say is watching the documentary, obviously I grew up watching Jordan. I didn't realize it back then. Jordan just looked magnificent. The stuff he's doing, up and under, floating in the air, doing all that. Now, did Jordan have to go against athletes that were as good or better than him? No. If Jordan played in today's game, I'm not saying that he wasn't going to get buckets, twos, which is what he liked to shoot, and it's a 3-point game now. But Russell Westbrook is a problem. That's an athlete. If Russell Westbrook played when Jordan was there, we'd be talking about Russell Westbrook as a beast. That dude is just a strict monster athletically. That I'm just talking about as an athlete. When you look at Jordan, Jordan was a man amongst boys when it came to athleticism. Nowadays, you got these dudes jumping 40 inches no matter what. You got these dudes that can hang in the air, reverse, do all this stuff that Jordan was doing. Yes, now it is a progression of, or I'm sorry, it's a product of what Jordan did that brought these kids and these cats to where they're at now. But LeBron took it to a whole new level. You didn't see no 6'8" dude that can do whatever he wanted with it. Now listen, Pippen was 6'8" and he was at point forward. LeBron James is just a whole nother beast on there. What can you do with LeBron? Oh, he can play center. Oh, he can play power forward, small forward, shooting guard, and he can play point guard. Whatever you need him to do. He's Magic Johnson. He's Scottie Pippen. He's Michael Jordan. He's Kobe Bryant. He's a smaller Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh
Now listen,
man,
his shooting has improved. He's getting better, and he's in the 17th year, and his story hasn't been written. Fabe already talked about where he sits on the points leader board, the assist board. You've already seen that, and he's still got years left. But I would say personally, the way that he brings his teammates up and brings their level up, that's where I would say probably the biggest part of why I believe LeBron James is better. When I saw Jordan in the very beginning, in the first 6 years where he struggled, come on, couldn't uplift anybody, couldn't get his team to lift their play for anything. You got Cleveland. We talking about Cleveland. Garbage from Cleveland. They ain't give him nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's bring in Shaq when he's in his 800,000th year
For
and can
real.
barely move. And yeah. No, come on, man. So then he go down to Miami Heat where he got hungry young men just like him. Go down there, win him some championships, and then he says, you know what? I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna go back to Cleveland, and then I'm gonna win on there. But again, now you can say he had help there. You can say he had help in Miami. You can say that, but you see what happens when he has help. But at the end of the day, Fabe said it. Hey, Fabe, how many times? How many times did he go to the finals?
Um. Oh. Oh, geez. Got to pull my notes up here real quick, sir. 8 times in a row.
8 times in a row.
8 times in a
So
row.
we talking about Jordan, who took some time off now and decided to cry a little bit because the Bulls didn't want to bring back his man. Oh, hold on. I can't play without Phil Jackson. Listen, I love you, Mike. You one of the best, but at the end of the day, LeBron James got it. LeBron James got it. I'm just a nobody. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody. All I can say.
man. Listen, I get it. LeBron is, like I said, he's a problem. He's a problem. But if Jordan was LeBron's age right now, Jordan would be the problem solver. If you just think about this, if Jordan was 6'8", 260 pounds like LeBron, oh my God, what would Jordan have done? What? And then you have to also look at this. You said that he could play center. That just shows you how soft the NBA is nowadays. If LeBron can play center at 6'8", if LeBron would have been playing back when Jordan playing, he would have came through the hole like he do, and he would got clothesline, and it would have been like he was like, "Oh snap, what? What just happened?" So the game has changed a lot in his favor, because now he is the big guy on the court. You don't got people. You Jordan had to every time he came to the hole, he had to be like, "Yeah, I know I'm gonna get hit." Yeah, but now they see LeBron coming. What they do? Oh, my fault. I'm in the way. Let me move. They don't stand in the way. But back then, he would have had one person in front of him and the other person that came across him. He would have thought he was playing football still. So that's the difference. The game has changed so much, and it has been watered down. It's like that. It's like that Kool Aid when you don't got enough sugar. It's just watered down. It don't taste good. And yeah, you're right. Now people can shoot threes. Jordan, he's at the towards the end, his last like couple years or whatever, he started shooting better at 3 point range. But it wasn't introduced at that time when he was in college until I want to say what maybe his sophomore year or something like that, or when he was getting ready to come out. So yeah, he wasn't shooting. He was shooting twos. But hey, yeah, Jordan is the goat. You want some J's or
We'll
some
take some
LeBron?
J's. We'll take some J's.
Exactly, exactly. All right. So that was definitely a good one. So listen. So we have. I'm gonna have Faye talk to you guys about this. Go ahead, Faye.
So we got a new segment coming to you guys every week when we do the podcast. This new segment involves you guys, the viewers, the fans, coming out and tuning into the stream. So this segment is called Deep Thought. So in this, this is your opportunity to ask us questions or comment on something or anything like that, and you'll get deep thought. Um, we can't promise to read every question or comment, but we'll do our best. So the first one I seen was from Byron, who said, "Why is someone wearing Miami Hurricanes? What's going on with the Miami Hurricanes, man? What's up with that?"
Man, it's just, I mean, they're the best team in Florida, number one. Number one, best university. I mean, you literally can go from campus to the beach. Um, Ray Lewis went there. Ed Reed went there. I love the Ravens. I mean, listen, them dudes is just nothing but beasts. Back when Willis McGahee, running back you. Now listen, we ain't have no quarterbacks, but running back you. Um, Michael Irv. I mean, come on, man. I can just go for days on the talent that went to Miami. And then we think about it, Miami's this little tiny private school, but yet they're big, this big, this big population wise. But they are this big. They just the best. I mean, green and orange. Come on, man. They the best. They the best.
I got the real green and orange FAMU baby. Let's go Rattlers. Miami's terrible.
Looks like I don't know if Byron agrees there.
Probably
Um,
not.
Thank you, Miss Sylvia. I definitely took him to church about LeBron James. Let them know what's up with that. We out here, man. We out here. But all right, so that looks like all the questions that we got for this week. So all right, Dante, take us home, Coach.
All right, hey, so listen, man, we appreciate you guys jumping on and watching tonight. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and we will be with you guys next Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So, hey, we out. D Third.
Peace.